नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्द माधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। I welcome all of you to our Shri Shri Radhashtami Katha. How much time do I have? 10 o'clock? Okay. So you have to bear with me till 10 o'clock and then Prem Sarup Prabhu will speak in Hindi, the sweet pastimes of Srimati Radha. Of all the different calendar dates that we all have, all the Vaishnavas, all the devotees of everyone consider Janmashtami as the most important date. Devotees mark Janmashtami as the most important event in the entire year for getting the mercy of Krishna. But Krishna also has a calendar. And in Krishna's calendar, Krishna puts Radhashtami as the most important date. And as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that we do not worship Radharani because she is related to Krishna. We worship Krishna because he is related to Srimati Radharani. Our main mistress is Srimati Radharani. As our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, of all the important events, Radhashtami is the most important event. This verse that is put on the board that we will recite today is written by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. And today we will discuss on this verse. All of you repeat after me. Yo Brahma Rudra Sukha Narada Bhishma Mokhye Alakshito na sahasa purushasya tasya Sadyo Vashīkarana Churnamananta Sakte तां राधिका चरणरेणुमनुस्मरामि यो ब्रह्मरुद्रसुकनारद भीष्ममुख्ये आलक्षितो न सहसा पुरुषस्य तस्य सद्यो वशीकरणचूर्णमनन्तसक्ते तां राधिका चरणरेणुमनुस्मरामि Yes, please decide. साध्यो वशीकरणचूर्णमनन्तसक्ते तां राधिका चरणरे ओ ब्रह्मरुद्रसुकनारद भीष्ममुख्ये आलक्षितो न सहसा पुरुषस्य तस्य सद्यो वशीकरणचूर्णमनन्तसक्ते तां राधिका चरणरेणुमनुस्मरामि. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. Translation. I constantly remember the foot dust of Sri Radhika, whose unlimited power instantly subdues even the Supreme Person Sri Krishna, who himself cannot be easily seen even by the greatest devotees like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Sukadev Goswami, Narad Muni, and Bhishma. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur ki jai. So in this verse, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur mentions about how rare is Krishna's association. Vedeshu durlabha adurlabha atma bhakto. Krishna's association, Krishna's darshan is Vedeshu durlabha. It is completely rare, even by these great personalities who are mentioned in this verse. Brahma, Rudra, Sukha, Narada, Bhishma, Mukhye, all other devotees. Na sahasa. They don't even have the power to even think about taking darshan of the Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord, who is so rare, who is so great, at once, Sadhyo Matlab suddenly, at once, Vasikarana, he comes under control. Churnam, Ananta Saktim, as if all his unlimited power has been powdered to dust. And he has become a puppet. Vasikaran, Tam Radhika, that supreme goddess of fortune, Srimati Radharani. Renu Manusmarami, I remember her dust. Srila Prabhupada in his class on Radhashtami would first glorify Krishna, glorify Krishna, glorify Krishna, glorify Krishna. And in the end, after entire glorification of Krishna for almost 30 minutes, for 1 minute, Srila Prabhupada would say that just see, if such a glorious Krishna is running after Radharani, what would be the glory of Srimati Radharani? That was Srila Prabhupada's Radhashtami class, because most of us, 99.99% of all of us, are not qualified to hear about Srimati Radharani. One devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, you never spoke about Ras Leela. Srila Prabhupada said, I may be qualified to speak, but you may not be qualified to hear. Hare Krishna. So all of us, we understand that we have no power to actually understand the glories of Srimati Radharani. But based on what Acharyas have spoken, I would like to extol some of her wonderful glories. Srila Prabhupada, when he used to sing this song, one time, this Jai Radha Madhav, one time he started crying and said that this song contains the entire Vrindavan Dham. And the entire Vrindavan Dham chipped, encapsulated at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And today we are going to discuss about the auspicious marks on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, during the Ras Leela, where Krishna leaves the gopis and goes with Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis are searching for Krishna, and they found lotus feet of Krishna and lotus feet of another gopi. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this gopi is Srimati Radharani. And there, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the commentary, in the purport, explains about the 19 special marks, auspicious marks on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So we will sing Rādhikā Ashtakam, and we will see how these different verses, 8 verses, explain about various signs in the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So you need to open certain files so that it becomes easier, because we do not have a projector. I have sent the files to Hari Prasad. Those who want, they can take from him. You have to open Rādhikā Ashtakam. Hare Krishna. So you have to open Rādhikā Ashtakam, and also you have, if you type the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, you will get in Google the picture of the lotus feet of Radharani, so that it becomes easier for all of you to go through the class. I'll take some time for all of you to open it. Kumkumakta kanchanabcha garvahari gaurava Rādhikā Ashtakam. You put Kumkumakta kanchanabcha and type KK songs. It will give you the link to Rādhikā Ashtakam. And then you put Radharani's lotus feet. It will give you the image of Radharani's lotus feet. Yeah? Shall we start? Recently, I was hearing one class by His Holiness Sachidanand Swami Maharaj. In that, Maharaj was asking, he was telling that the car is standing, and the car is standing, and the car is not moving, or if the car wants to move, there is something that is required to be put in the car. Yes? That is the fuel. The fuel is actually the active principle which runs the car. And Maharaj was telling how the mercy of Srimati Radharani is the propellant is the fuel that helps us to advance in Krishna Bhakti. If we want to advance in Krishna Bhakti, the propellant is not our endeavor. We may chant, we may read Srimad Bhagavatam, we may do all fasting, but even the great Goswamis who came from Sri Vrindavan Dham, the Manjaris, they are roaming around in Vrindavan and chanting, He Radhe, He Brajadevike Chalalite. How do we get your mercy? So the mercy of Srimati Radharani is the propellant for our bhakti. So we will sing the first verse, and I hope all of you have opened it, and also the picture of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. This is 2 beat. Someone play Mrida. Kumkumata kanchanabja garvahari gaurabha Pitanachita jagantha Kirti nindi saurabha. Everyone. Pitanachita jagantha Kirti nindi saurabha Vallavesha sunu sharva vanchitartha sadhika Mahyamatma pada padma dāsya-dāstu rādhikā Mahyamatma pada padma dāsya-dāstu rādhikā Mahyamatma pada padma dāsya-dāstu rādhikā Mahyamatma pada padma dāsya-dāstu rādhikā. Let me surrender at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. O Srimati Radharani, give service at your lotus feet. Service is so important. I remember in one time, you all know how in Rath Yatra, so much of tight security, especially in front of Jagannath. The Jagannath when he's there, and then there is Rath Puja, and so much of tight security, and Mamata Banerjee comes, and it's really, really tight security. And I had a desire that I will go in front and take darshan, because Jagannath was not visible among all the ODC dancers and all the security, everything is becoming difficult. So I was thinking, when, how? Then one devotee had brought a big pot of something. I said, there are more pots? He said, yes. So then I sent him to get more pots, and I took that pot. And when I took that pot, when I reached the security, he said, no, you cannot go. You do not have the VIP pass. I said, this is for Jagannath in the Rath. Said, okay, Jagannath. So all the security, all the Odissi dancers, everyone just gave way, and I went and took darshan at the chariot of Jagannath. So this is also the technique of going to Vrindavan Dham. We need to get a pot of service to get rid of the tight security of Durga Devi and all those people who are there as the fortress of this material world. And that service at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani offers us entrance to Sri Vrindavan Dham. So there is a special sign on the lotus feet of Radharani, which is like a flag. If you see I think it's on it's on the left lotus feet under the lotus flower. You could see on the middle of the lotus feet, there is a sign called the flag. So the flag glorifies Srimati Radharani's beauty and how Srimati Radharani is actually Vrindavaneshwari. Kumkumakta kanchanabja garva hari gaurava. Srimati Radharani has a complexion like a molten gold. Now, generally, gold is very bright, mainly because it is the most beautiful, precious metal. And also, the gold is proud because whenever a lady who is beautiful wears golden ornaments, the lady becomes beautiful. So the gold thinks, oh, you see, I made her beautiful. She was looking like a normal lady. Now she is looking like empress. Why? Because she is wearing me. Garva hari gaurava. But when the golden ornaments, they are decorating the body of Srimati Radharani, the golden ornaments, they think, oh, I have no place here. Her body is so beautiful. And the gold gets decorated by the beauty of Srimati Radharani. Generally, a normal lady of this world, her body gets decorated by the golden ornaments. But the gold feels extremely fortunate that I am so fortunate that I am in the body of Srimati Radharani. And that's how the flag at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani extols that how glorious is Srimati Radharani and how she brings all auspiciousness in Vrindavan Dham. There is a song written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur called Vrindavan Ashtakam. In that song, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains why there is so much of happiness in Vrindavan Dham. He says that Yatradhipatyam Vrishabhanuputrya Yenodaye Prema Sukham Janana. Yatradhipatyam Vrishabhanuputrya. Because Sri Vrindavan Dham, the Adhipatya, the entire control of Sri Vrindavan Dham is given to Srimati Radharani, Yeno Dayat. Because of that, the entire Vrindavan Dham is filled with Prema and Sukha. So similarly, if we accept the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani and we'll constantly remember the marks that are present on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, our heart will also get filled up with the Krishna Prem, the love for Krishna. And there is a beautiful pastime in Sri Vrindavan Dham describing this pastime, how Srimati Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. The gopis, just to meet Krishna, used to go for selling buttermilk. And you know how the gopis, they go, generally, if you have to carry something on your head, you have to put your hand like this. But the gopis would just put the matka on the top and just walk seamlessly. It's not that they would be putting their hand like this and they would go and they'll keep on discussing about Krishna. And there is a village in Vrindavan called the Chhata. It's near Paigram, near the main highway, Kosi highway, Mathura Koshi highway. So in this village, Chhata, there are big trees where Krishna would be sitting on the trees, on the branches, and Subal would be on the ground. Now, Subal Sakha exactly looks like Srimati Radharani. Exactly. Sometimes in Yavat, when they want to meet Krishna, all the Sakhis would call Subal Sakha, dress Subal as Radharani with all the Sringar of Radharani, and make him or her, whatever, sit in Yavat along with some Sakhis. And Jatila and Kutila would think, oh, Radharani is there, Radharani is there. And Subal will be his or her, whatever it is. His heart would be beating. What if Jatila realizes that I am not Radha? And then Radharani would wear the cloths of Subal and leave to meet Krishna. There is a beautiful, image, picture depicting this pastime if you go to Yavat. How many of you have gone to Yavat? I don't know whether you remember. Srimati Radharani wearing Subal Sakha's dress is holding a small calf and running around, and Subal is sitting decorated as Radharani just to fool Jatila and Kutila. So Subal Sakha, because he always helps the Sakhis, that's why the Sakhis are very, very nicely they talk with Subal. They always put trust on Subal. So Subal would be sitting on near the root of the tree, and all Krishna and everyone would be sitting way high that they will not be visible, because if you have to put a pot on your head and you have to walk, you cannot look up. If you look up, all your dahi will go down. So all the Sakhis will go look down or go like this, and they will meet Subal. And Subal will ask, give us tax. Said, what tax? Now, this is Krishna's place. And this is Krishna's kingdom. And you go and sell the dahi and you do business and you get a lot of money. Don't you think that you have to give tax? Because it is because of Krishna's protection you are able to freely sell dahi. Otherwise Kamsa will come and he will stop your business. Said, no, Srimati Radharani is the Empress of Vrindavan. You are wrong. And then there will be discussion back and forth. Subal will be glorifying Krishna. Lalita Devi, Visakha Devi will be glorifying Radharani, and there will be back and forth discussion. Meanwhile, Krishna, who is sitting on the top of the branch, he will pick up all the matkas from the head of the gopis and feed all the monkeys, all the gopas who are on the top of the tree, and put the matka or the pot silently, very nicely again on the head. And then when the job is done, then Krishna would give a signal to Subal, and Subal will, okay, Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. Okay, very good. Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. And then they'll leave. And they would get so immersed in glorifying Krishna that Radharani and Lalita Devi, after going little ahead, Lalita will ask, Radhe, my head is becoming light. Radharani will say, yes, because we got rid of that horrible friend of Krishna, Subal. And that's how our head is light. And Visakha will say that my head is also light. And Radharani will say, my head is also light. And then they will take out the matka and nothing is there. And in this way, most of the times Radharani and all the Sakhis will get cheated. One time, they didn't appear. All the Sakhis didn't appear for selling. And Subal was waiting and waiting and waiting. Madhumangal was waiting for the dahi and nothing, no one appeared. So they started roaming to different place. And then they slept on the tree branches. Near the tree, everyone slept. And all the gopis, like a gorilla warfare, they came and silently tied all the sikhas, all the hairs. Some of the hairs were tied with some other gopa's hair. Some hairs and some cloths were tied, and everyone was tired. And then the gopis made such a screaming sound. All the gopas got up, and because everyone was tired, they were feeling great pain and shouting. And the gopis, they attacked Krishna. They caught Krishna, and then the gopis and all the gopas, they were crying, and then the gopis said, declare now that our Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. Then we will release all your gopas. And then Krishna, what he is going to do? He said, yes. Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. And then the gopas were released. And Krishna is given a dress of a constable. So now, because Radharani is the empress and Lalita is the prime minister, you are supposed to get some job. Because you cannot behave like a king and just roam around. So what job you will take? And Krishna said, I would become a constable, protecting Radharani's kingdom and glorifying different glories through the flute. So it was agreed upon that Krishna will play his flute, only glorifying Srimati Radharani and roaming around Sri Vrindavan Dham and protecting Sri Vrindavan Dham. One time, some of the gopis heard that Krishna is playing flute, glorifying some other gopis, and especially Chandravali. And all the gopis, they became so upset. They stole the flute of Krishna. And Krishna started searching the flute. And then Krishna came to Radharani and Lalita and said, Ki, my flute is stolen. And all the gopis, they said, entire Vrindavan Dham will become peaceful now. We are so happy that your flute is stolen. But if you are the police of Vrindavan and if your things are getting stolen, how safe we are in Vrindavan then? Then I think you should wear the dress of a lady and we should wear the dress of police and protect Vrindavan, because you are useless in protecting Vrindavan Dham. And the gopis catch Krishna and make him wear Radharani's dress and put him or her, whatever it is, at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So in this way, this entire pastime happened in a village called Umrao. Umrao means the place of glorification of Srimati Radharani. Shri Sri Nitai Gauranga ki jai. Shri Sri Radha Raman ki jai. So the flag on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani glorifies the wonderful beauty and the glories of Srimati Radharani as Vrindavaneshwari. And anyone who surrenders at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani also attains the real victory in life. The real victory in life is actually to enter Sri Vrindavan Dham. So anyone who surrenders at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani attains the real victory. And in the second line of this verse, Ballaveshu Sunu Sarva Banchitartha Sadhika. Srimati Radharani fulfills all the desires of Krishna. Ballava Isha, who is the king of Vrindavan, Sunu, the son of the king of Vrindavan, that is Nanda Maharaj's son, Krishna, Sarva Vanchitartha, all the desires are fulfilled by Srimati Radharani. So you would see that there is a wonderful mark of a fish at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Yes? You saw? Where is the fish? Yes, so on the right feet hill, there is a wonderful fish mark. And our acharyas say how fish represents the insignia of the Kamadev, or all the desires. And Krishna actually conquers Kamadev, but Srimati Radharani conquers Krishna. That's why Krishna is called Madan Mohan and Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini. In one there is a quarrel between when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reaches Bahulaban. You all know Bahulaban in Vrindavan. So, one parrot, one he and she parrot, they come and they start fighting on behalf of Radharani and Krishna, that who is greater. And a wonderful song is written by our Gaudiya Acharyas in Bengali on this, which is called Sukha Sari Stava. It says that how Srimati Radharani is, Krishna says, the Sukha says that my Krishna is Madan Mohan. And the Sari says, because my Radharani is there beside Krishna, that's why he could conquer the Cupid. Sukha kahe amar Krishna Madana Mohan, Sari kahe amar Radha Bame Jatakshan. So long my Radharani is in the left of Krishna, Krishna could conquer the Cupid. Otherwise Krishna is conquered by Cupid. So the face and the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani explains how Srimati Radharani has the power to conquer all the desires and satisfy all the desires of Krishna. And just like the fish stays in the water, as soon as it's taken out of water, similarly Srimati Radharani always desires for association with Krishna. We know the famous story where Krishna desires in Vrindavan Dham to come to Bhauma Vrindavan. And when Krishna expresses his desire to Srimati Radharani, Radharani says that I would not go if Govardhan is not there, Yamuna is not there, the entire Vrindavan Dham is not there. And Krishna says, everyone has come already to the earth and everyone is waiting for both of us to descend. And then Srimati Radharani asks for a boon to Krishna. And the boon is that when I reach, the first person I would like to see when I open my eyes is you, O my Lord. And we hear the famous pastime where Vrishabhanu Maharaj, after long waiting, founds a beautiful girl child on 1,000-petal lotus on this day near Raval, and brings the girl to home saying, Kirtida, Kirtida, our desires are fulfilled, our prayers are being heard, we got such a wonderful girl child. And they started waking up the child, but the eyes were closed. And then Sri Narad Muni comes to take darshan of Krishna, and Narad Muni understands that if Krishna is there, then Radharani will also come. And then Narad Muni comes to different places, goes to different places in Vrindavan and asks, I want to give you benediction, I want to give you benediction. And all the Brajavasis says, please give us benediction. No, not to you. I want to give benediction to your children. And all the Brajavasis, they bring their different children, their grandchildren, everyone to take blessings. And Narad Muni would constantly, nicely scrutinize, is this Radha, is this Radha, is this Radha? And no one was Radharani. And finally, Narad Muni reaches Vrishabhanu's palace. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj brings Sridama, the elder brother of Srimati Radharani. And Narad Muni becomes so disappointed. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj asks, why you are disappointed? Now, do you have anyone else? Said, yes, but this girl, I think, is inauspicious because her eyes are closed and we don't know what to do. And Narad Muni says, can I take darshan of your daughter? And then when Narad Muni takes darshan, Narad Muni puts his head at the feet and puts again and again. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj says, Munibar, what is happening? Nothing is happening. My journey to Sri Vrindavan Dham is successful by taking darshan of your daughter. Can I spend some confidential time, with private time with your daughter. And then when Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Kirtida Maharani, they all go away, Srimati Radharani gives darshan to Narad Muni, her Nitya Kishori form, and blesses Narad Muni and says, don't speak this to anyone. And Narad Muni comes out and says, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, conduct a very wonderful birthday celebration and invite everyone, and specifically invite your friend Nanda Maharaj, and all your desires will be fulfilled. And we know the story how Vrishabhanu Maharaj invites Nanda Maharaj, and Krishna touches Radharani, and finally Radharani's eyes get open. Because just like a fish can only survive in the water, Srimati Radharani's all senses can only survive in presence of Krishna. And then there is a special sign of a mountain. If you see, it's on the right lotus feet, the top. Yes? Our acharyas explain that this mountain represents Govardhan. Srimati Radharani, just like Govardhan, fulfills all the desires of Krishna and facilitates the service of Sri Krishna. And any one of us who surrender to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani can also get the eternal residence in Govardhan Dham, near Govardhan, near Radha Kund. Raghunath Das Goswami has written a song praying and begging to Srimati Radharani, Radharani's lotus feet, to give residence near Govardhan. And our acharyas explain the sign of the mountain